Hello, and welcome to the Live Past Crazy Show. Your host is Yanmitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with her? Yanmitra appreciates you taking the time out to listen to the podcast, and it is her sincere hope that what we share is something that you can use to help you and someone you know live past crazy.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. Good morning. Good morning. All right, I had to get everybody up and going right here this morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Hope we're ready to get this day started. Hope you had a great week. Thank you for being here with me all week long. I'm excited. I went to bed, y'all, last night. I was not staying up late last night. And my body is thankful today. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys enjoyed the show all this week. We talked about getting paid. We talked about not feeling guilty and how that can get you hung up and stuck. Because we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. If your friends and family do not have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless morning shows over there. Good morning. I feel like, there we go. Let's get it started. Let me get going. The quote of the day. Here's the Fearless quote of the day. One head cannot hold all the wisdom. And that is a Maasai proverb. It's an African proverb. Maasai. One head cannot hold all the wisdom. And that means, sisters, we've got to help another sister. Brother, we've got to help another brother. I can't hold all the information. I can't have all the knowledge. I've got to share. I have to. Because if we don't share, then all the information and knowledge that you have dies with you. That's why it's important to document your family's history. I want to know about my generations before me, after me want to know our history. One head cannot hold all wisdom. So now that we good morning, Mama. Good. Now that we have established that, I hope you've watched all the shows this week because we talked about Good Morning, Miss Cree. I've got to send you the workbook that goes with that book. I was just looking at that book, and I have to simply email it to you. So I will do that. Yesterday we talked about the other day getting paid. Good morning, Kiva. We talked about getting paid as a small business owner, right? If I'm a small business owner, I need to get paid, and that is progression, advancement, innovation, and development. And then yesterday we talked about guilty, how feeling guilty we hold on to that and get attached to feeling guilty so that we don't go and grow anymore. And that was by Ken, what was his last name? Ken Honda. And that was deep, y'all. Why do we feel guilty about being great? Why do we feel guilty? So today we are talking about bravery, confidence, and strength. So one head cannot hold all wisdom. That is an African proverb. That is the thought of the day. But today we are talking about bravery, strength, confidence, and a strong center. As we move forward, and yes, you're new on this journey. Good morning, my friend. How you doing, Miss Jo? Miss Jo, I love talking to you the other day. To continue on this journey, you will need bravery, confidence, and a strong center. You will need a sturdy root to hold on to when doubt and fear seep in. You will need to be symbolically whole. We talked about this in January of last year, but I felt like we could go over it again today because we now have established that we're a small business and we have worked on our departments of us. We know how we want to get paid. We are honoring other people's boundaries. We are taking ownership of ourselves. And in all of that doing, right, you are walking a journey that you've never walked before. And you're doing things that you may not have understood before. So now is the time for your core to be strong. And if you've never understood what your core being strong was, or that you had a core, or you don't even know how to strengthen it. Thank you, D. Good morning. Or you don't know how to strengthen it, then now is the time to start doing that. Like on this journey, kind of all things work in sync together, right? They all work together, and you got to continuously make it a process of a thing for you. So you want to dig deep into, and I'm reading this from The Awakened Woman. Y'all know I love this book. Like, y'all really need to get this book, The Awakened Woman. Dr. Trent, Tiari Trent. Oprah says she was one of her favorite guests. Dig deep into the chambers of your heart and build a foundation of strength and confidence on this path towards empowerment. You are embarking on a journey to awaken your sacred dreams. You will need bravery, confidence, and a strong center. You will need a sturdy root to hold on to when doubt and fear seep in. You need to be symbolically whole, y'all. So this is what I've been saying forever, but some people can put it more eloquently than I can. Even though I love words, how she said it was way, I'm about to mess up English, way more beautiful than I could. She said it so much better. Dig into the deep chambers of your heart. Build a foundation of strength and confidence on this path towards empowerment. Because we are on this journey. Our destiny's not changing, right? And it is a wonderful journey. On the way, we're building a strong core. You are embarking on a great journey to awaken your sacred dreams. Whatever that dream is for you, it is sacred to who you are. Whatever it is that you desire or the outcome that you want, it is your dream and yours alone. And you have been entrusted with that dream to carry it out. If you, I feel like an action movie. What's the one with Tom Cruise? Not the original Mission. What is it? Mission Impossible. If you choose to accept, but if you choose to take on or accept that your dream is sacred, if you choose to accept that you are on this journey and you are the only one, my brother and my sister, that can carry it out because your destiny is not changing. See, whether you carry out this is what I found out. Whether you accept your sacred dream or not, whether you live it out or not, it never changes what you were supposed to do. It absolutely never changes. You are the one that changes. What you were put here for never changes. Period. Destiny's not changing. It never changes. You may change because you may not accept the journey. You may not accept the work. You may not accept what you have to do to get there. You may not take ownership that is yours, but it's not changing. You will need bravery, confidence, and a strong center. You will need a sturdy root to hold on to when doubt and fear seep in. This is where your purpose partners come in. This is where your brothers come in, your sisters come in to show you the way. And she talks about the invisible stretch of the road. Y'all hear me talk about that all the time. That's where everything and everybody you have met comes into play so that you can walk. Because y'all remember what I said I learned on the water? That man said, I'm going to send you signals. Even though you can't see me, I'm going to send you signals along the way to let you know that you're on the right path. Stop, speed up, slow down. And that's when you got to be looking for your purpose partners, for people. That's when you got to be open to understand more. That's where you've got to understand that you are working towards a goal that only you perhaps can see. You will need to be symbolically whole. And that, my friends, is the whole purpose of Self-Care is Gangster. That's the whole purpose of the Live Past Crazy Specialist, my sister's keeper. You've got to be symbolically whole. You've got to dig deep into the private chambers of your heart and build a foundation of strength and confidence on this path towards empowerment. If you're not willing to do the work of you, your destiny still is not changing. I don't care how old you are. Your destiny doesn't care either. We allow numbers to hinder us. We allow our age. We allow our physical being to hinder us. We put the mental blocks on our mind. You're not slow. You're not slow. You're not stupid. You're not hindered in any way. The only blocks that you have, the only hindrances that you have in your life in achieving the things that you want to achieve, my sister and my brother, is because we have self-imposed them there, one, or we allow someone else to self-impose them for us. That is the only reason why you're not working towards your destiny. Because somewhere along the way, you stop looking at what you knew to be true at your core. And then you allow all the outside forces to change your mindset to accept the reality of something that, and then here's the thing, you want to know how you accepted somebody else, because you'll think to yourself, I can't believe this right here is real. I can't believe that you want me to believe this thing. And you get mad because they are trying to force their thought and their idea upon you, right? You get mad about that. Like, you really want me to sit here and listen to this foolishness? You really want me to believe this, and this? But you sit there and you believe it anyway. Your destiny's not changing. You have self-imposed these restrictions. Now that you have self-imposed them, it's time for you to remove them. We've got to take ownership of ourselves. You may say you're free, but until you take ownership of your freed self, you are not free. Until you're ready to do the work. It says, dig deep into the private chambers of your heart, build a foundation of strength and confidence on this journey towards empowerment, because you are awakening your sacred dream. Your destiny has never changed. The way you may get there may change, but if you stop looking for it, if you stop working for it, it is because you chose to. Not because you're old, not because you can't think a certain way. You put all those restrictions on you. When I chose to take away all the self-imposed restrictions, it is amazing what you can accomplish. You can't tell me you can't accomplish things when you produce whole humans. You birth whole humans. Like your body created another body. Do you understand the greatness of you, sister? Brother, you came with the woman, and together y'all created a whole nother entity that is to change this world. And yet you want to believe, somehow we want to believe that we are not great and powerful to change the world, to do what we need to do, that we can't fulfill our destiny, that we can't move towards our dream, that our dream is not sacred and important to us, and that we will and can change the world. So you want me to believe I can't do that? But my whole body created a human. I created greatness. So we're stuck. We're in the habit of waiting, and we don't know what we're waiting for. I'm waiting for the kids to grow. I'm waiting for them to die. I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for that. But what are you really waiting for? You're waiting because you have these self-imposed restrictions. And these self-imposed restrictions are causing you to hate not only those around you, but yourself. And it is eating away at your soul so slowly, and you are at a loss of how to stop it. And I'm telling you, the first thing you have to do is to acknowledge that this ain't what you want to do no more. I refuse to die with any inkling of my ability left inside. I absolutely refuse. And when you have a mindset and a will so strong to understand that my destiny's not changing, Doesn't matter what I come up against, okay? Because I'm going here. Then you will know that you will need a sturdy root to hold on to. When doubt and fear seep in, you will need to be symbolically whole. And that's why you need to be whole. That's why you need your purpose partners, your sisters. That's why brothers, you need your brother to call on and be like, man, listen, I'm trying to do this business, or I'm trying to raise this family, or I'm trying to do this thing. And sometimes we can allow our circumstances. Do not allow your friends, okay, to remind you of a hate that you have let go of. Don't allow your family to remind you of something that you have overcome. Don't do that. Don't do that. Where's this quote I was looking for? Don't allow ignorance to stop you from moving forward. Don't allow ignorance to stop you from moving forward. And we say ignorance like it's a bad thing. Sometimes ignorance is simply they don't know. You don't know. That's why you got to surround yourself with people who may know, who can help take what you see here to help you see it here. Don't allow ignorance to stop you from moving forward. Don't allow it to stop you from achieving what you were put here for. Whether you work towards your dream or not, I want you to understand it is still so. It is still there, and it is still there left for you to accomplish. So on this wonderful Friday, dig deep into the chambers of your heart and build a foundation of strength and confidence on this path towards empowerment. You are embarking on a momentous journey to awaken your sacred dreams. This should be the exciting part. Please do not continue to put self-imposed restrictions on yourself. There are people here with so much less than you, doing so much greater than you. That's not them better than you. That's not you better than them. That is simply them understanding this is not changing. And regardless, I've got to work towards that. You have awakened your sacred dream. You will need bravery, confidence, and a strong center. You will need a sturdy root to hold on to when doubt and fear seep in. I didn't say it would be easy. I didn't say you wouldn't doubt, because I have doubted myself on this journey 1,000 times. But what I know and what I've held on to is that it's not changing. It's not changing. Period. And I talked about yesterday allowing guilt to keep us stuck. And this man, Ken Honda, he talked about you might use guilt to make you feel protected. So you don't live great, meaning you don't live full out because you feel guilty about doing it differently from your family. And you use that to protect you from being attacked. Meaning, I feel really bad that I'm doing this and you're not. We're not feeling guilty about that anymore. Period. We're not feeling. I got my whole life the other night when I listened to that podcast. I forgot to share it. It's Ken Honda, and the name Ken Honda, The Japanese Art of Being a Zen Millionaire. Y'all need to read that. He said guilt is a feeling that we use to protect ourselves from getting attacked, and we need to get down to the root of why we feel guilt about being great, why we feel guilt about wanting to dream. It's not your fault that nobody else wanted to, okay? It's not your fault that they chose to give up their dream or to go at it a different way. Period. On this wonderful Friday. Dig deep into the private chambers of your heart and build a foundation of strength and confidence on this path towards empowerment. You're on a path, you're on this journey for a reason. Let's not allow self-imposed restrictions to keep us from achieving the thing that we were sent here for. It does not matter. And let me tell you how you know you have self-imposed restrictions, okay? You have self-imposed restrictions when you say, well, I will start this business, but you know, I'm too old for that. I ain't got the patience like I used to. I can't handle things like I used to. Oh, I can't travel like that no more. I can't do that. No, I see, my mind don't work like that. Every time when it comes to you living out your dream or the purpose that you were put here for, if you started with I can't, I don't know, or any other non-action word, then you know you have self-imposed restrictions on yourself. You have self-imposed restrictions. See, here's the thing, as Grant Cardone says, either you interested or committed. If you're committed, those self-imposed restrictions don't matter. But he called them excuses. He said, all of your excuses are valid. Yep, you old. Yep, you can't handle things you used to. But if you're committed, it's not changing the outcome of it. So if you know you have those self-imposed restrictions, if your conversations with yourself start with that. And here's the thing, you have practiced convincing yourself that you can't have what it is that you want to have. You have practiced saying, I can't get over this. You have practiced saying, I can't be smart. You have practiced saying, I'm not strong enough. You have practiced saying what you cannot do. You have eaten yourself alive your whole life. You don't need no help from any outside forces. And that's why it's hard. That's why it's hard when you say, okay, JoJo, yep, I'm ready. And you ain't even got to tell me, but you're talking to yourself, you know what, I'm ready. I'm about to live my best life. I'm about to live this dream. But boo, you fighting the old you and the new you. And you have complained so much or told yourself for so long what you could not do. You have years of ingrained DNA that you're now going to have to override. And that is a fight for your life. And you got to be committed at that point. You can't be interested. You got to say, come hell or high water, I'm not finishing like this. I'm not. I absolutely refuse. And so when you have those days when it's hard or you don't understand, that's when you got to have that strong root. That's where you got to have the strength and the confidence and the bravery to know that my destiny's not changing. I might have went this way, but I'd be damned if I'm going to continue this way, because my destiny's over here. Whether you want to fulfill your destiny or not, it's not going anywhere. You and your self-imposed restrictions are pushing it further away. And the harder you say you can't, the further, the more space you're putting between it. Because your destiny didn't move, you did. Nobody told you couldn't do it. Nobody said that. Nobody even implied that. You told yourself. And you are knee-deep in the crazy of you. And trust me, I know what that feels like. That's why I'm the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? I know what it looks like. And I know the hell it's going to take to rewrite your brain to overcome those self-imposed restrictions that you have given yourself. Now, tack on that you've given yourself, girl, amen. I'm sorry, sir. This is because we've adapted to... Where's my quote on that? We are purposefully asking for less. You are purposefully looking for less. You are purposefully living in lack because you refuse to take ownership of yourself. Because sometimes it's easier to say you can't than it is to say you can. Because if you say, here it is, if you say you can, now you're going to have to take responsibility for your current reality and change it. And because it's too hard to change that current reality, you'd rather say you can't and stay stuck and let the guilt and then get into the habit of waiting. And then here you are on your deathbed saying, Lord, I wish I could have, should have. No, you didn't. You allowed your self-imposed restrictions to override every good sense you had. And then, not only is that hard, now you got somebody else, because you know you're a small business owner of yourself, and maybe you have a partnership, maybe you're an LLC, whatever. Now you got someone else or something else attached to you, and they've imposed their self-imposed restrictions upon you. So now you got two value systems that are no longer serving you, living inside of you, and you're screaming to get out. And that's what crazy looks like every day. That's why you could complain every time you open up your mouth. That's why you can get mad at the simplest of things. That's why you don't understand nothing. That's why everything seems difficult or hard, because you got two self-imposed restrictions living under one business. And at some point, you got to have a business meeting with yourself and say, I'm about to run this thing. That's why we talked about taking ownership of yourself and the 7 steps to take ownership of yourself. And if you're going to operate like a small business that you are, there are 8 departments that you need to work on. And you better develop your book on how you want it to operate. But let me tell you how you stop it. So when you have two self-imposed restrictions, yours and somebody else's, the fight is harder. I'm not even gonna lie. That's when you got to have in the forefront of your mind, every time you think a negative thought, you've got to replace it with another one. Every time I wanted to say what my Jojo, you stupid, you can't go back to school and get a master's degree. I picked up a book and you got to make it simple, okay? And this is what I tell my kids: you can't tell me anything is hard. Can you read? Yes. Half the battle is won. Because then you can break each word, each sentence, everything down so that you can digest it and understand it for yourself. And then you can work it out. You can't tell me it's hard and you ain't tried. Hard, because let me tell you, the same amount of energy that you're putting to living into this self-imposed restriction is the same amount of energy it's going to take to get out. The choice is yours. Okay? But it's going to take you being ever present in your life and in your mind and how you communicate with yourself to rework that. It is harder to stop complaining than it is to come off a drug. Please Google that every time you complain, your body creates a chemical in your body that now your body's addicted to it. And the minute you stop complaining, your body's like, where's that chemical drug that you always give me at 8:15? Because it is addicted to it. And every 30 days, and please Google it, I think it's 30, 60 days, your body creates new cells. You create a new you every 30 days with your mind, your blood, and your entire body. So you got a 30-day time frame to reset your mind. I promise you can do it. But you've got to be dedicated and not interested. You can't be inspired. You can't feel good. You got to want to do it when you don't want to do it. Because this is not changing. So on this wonderful Friday, dig deep into the private chambers of your heart and build a foundation of strength and confidence on this path towards empowerment. You are embarking on a momentous journey to awaken your sacred dream. You will need bravery and confidence and a strong center. You will need a sturdy root to hold on to. When doubt and fear seep in, you will need to be symbolically whole. That is page 57 of The Awakened Woman. This is a wonderful, wonderful book. I suggest you get it, men and women. Your destiny is not changing. These self-imposed restrictions, eventually, y'all, you can't get mad about your circumstances. Eventually, you're going to have to stop getting mad about your circumstances. Eventually, you're going to have to stop getting mad at what other people have done, what they have not done, what they will not do. You can't even think about that. You have to think about what is your responsibility to yourself and what are you going to do about it. So if you continue to allow all the external forces and things to impact your life in such a way that it stops you, then we're not taking the responsibility that we need to overcome it. Eventually, you got to take the responsibility. You, not them, not her, you. And say, we're honoring other people's boundaries. From this point, I cannot go. And from this point, you cannot come. And you've got to stand flat-footed and not apologize for that. But I'm going to honor. This is how you want to live. Okay? I'm going to honor that. And I'm going to tell you, by honoring that, I can't go. And you can't come with me. Don't allow ignorance to stop you from moving forward. Period. So on this wonderful Friday. And then don't allow your spirituality to keep you depressed. Don't allow your religion to keep you sad, depressed, and living less than because you assume that's what the good Lord would want. That's a topic for another day. Right, Miss Cree. What is your responsibility to yours? What's the responsibility to JoJo? Period. Period. I'm taking all responsibility, and I'm not feeling guilty about it. I'm not apologizing. We are getting better. We're getting paid. What was getting paid again? If y'all use that, that's my thought. Make sure you put my name on it. For progression, advancement, innovation, and development. You will need bravery and confidence, and a strong center and a sturdy root. So when doubt and fear seep in, you will need to be symbolically whole. Because we all have that doubt and fear. That is what your friends and your support system is for. If you do not have a support system, that is what the Fearless Morning Show is for, okay? That's what the Sisters Keepers are for. Yes, Miss Joe. We've got to take more time. Because if I'm not whole, I cannot serve you. And Miss Joe, there was something, when we first met, and Miss Joe, y'all got to meet her. She's just, her presence is just amazing. But this quote reminds me, it's Oprah Winfrey's quote, but it reminds me of Miss Joe. It says, don't apologize when people say your cup runneth over. That simply means, that's not a bad thing. It means you have more to give and you have more to serve from. It's okay to be full of yourself. And it is okay to be confident in the knowing of who you are. That's when we take ownership of ourselves. I want you to rest in it for a while. And Miss Joe, to me, is walking out. Remember I said the last step of taking ownership of yourself is walking it out? She is walking it out. She does not apologize for her greatness. It meets you before you meet her. And you have no other option but to come here to it. Because she's not coming here to meet you. She nicely told me, she said, I am serving you by speaking in your language. I loved her from that moment. Period. Do not apologize for wanting to be great. Do not apologize for standing in who it is to be you. Don't apologize for thinking of yourself. I can't serve you. I can't be my sister's keeper. I can't be, Miss Joe said, I'm not humble. So not humble. She said, what is it? I don't want to misquote you, but basically she was saying, I'm not apologizing for who I am, what I am, and the things that I've done, and that I live a very good life. I'm not apologizing for that. And I was like, yes, not apologizing. Because no one else is apologizing for the life they're living. That made me cry. I don't know why. I guess because I feel it so strongly. Because I may not understand your story. Okay? Your story may be different from mine. But I understand your journey. I understand what you're feeling now. From the dark to the light and everything in between. And even when you're in the light, how sometimes the doubt and fear can seep in. But that's when you need to be symbolically whole. That's why you had to do the work that self-care is gangster. That's why your foundation had to be strong. That's why you had to develop the purpose partners. So when that doubt and fear seeps in, I can call the Miss Joes. I can call Crete. I can call whoever and say I'm having a moment. And they feel in that spot. So on this wonderful Friday, I hope this has helped somebody. Fearless quote of the day: one head cannot hold all wisdom. And I'm going to spell it so I don't say it wrong. MAASAI proverb. One head cannot hold all wisdom. And we are here to help each other out. Why would I watch you struggle when I can give you the information that you need to get going, so that I know? Here's the thing. If I can help one sister who can help her family, who can change her community, we will change the world. It is that simple, but yet we make it that complicated. It's that simple, yet we make it that complicated. If I can help one sister who will then share it with her family, and her family will share it with the community, we will change the world. And that's how it's done, one person at a time. That's why it's important that you share the morning show. I'm just saying what I've learned, so you don't have to learn it the hard way. I hope I'm sharing information that is helpful to you, because it has sure been helpful to me. A to the man. I hope you guys have an amazing Friday. Please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. If your friends and family do not have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel where they can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. If this is your first time joining the Fearless Morning Show, welcome. You have arrived at your journey absolutely when you're supposed to. You couldn't have came yesterday nor tomorrow. You came right at the perfect time. Let me close with, I'll be in Orangeburg next week, and I'll be doing the Fearless Morning Show live, so make sure you're there. Grab your tickets. So let me read the Fearless Thought of the Day one more time, and this is the book it's coming from. The Awakened Woman. Dig deep into the private chambers of your heart and build a foundation of strength and confidence on this path towards empowerment. You are embarking on a momentous journey to awaken your sacred dreams. You will need bravery and confidence and a strong center. You will need a sturdy root to hold on to when doubt and fear seep in. You will need to be symbolically whole. I love that. She says, dear sisters, if we are consciously or unconsciously, if we unconsciously or unconsciously understand that the world prefers our smallness, our silence, our uncertainties, our weightlessness, then in order to reclaim our whole selves, we have to get bigger and more substantial. We have to ground ourselves, to come home to ourselves, our bodies, our histories, and the physical world around us. It is time to take up more space from our roots to our branches and leaves. Make your desire and your dreams concrete and link them to the material world around you. This is rooting and grounding, an important first step for recovering the lost parts of yourself. Girl, you see how I got my whole life with that? So on this wonderful Friday, please be peaceful, period. There's nothing after that. Please make sure you share the show. Please let me know that this has helped you, so I know that I'm not talking to myself. Thank you so much for joining the Fearless Morning Show. And please come back again on Monday. I will be starting a Saturday edition maybe once a month, or maybe every Saturday, just like a short 10-minute show where we just do a recap of the topics and the quotes of the day, of the week, for those who may have missed it. So I may start doing that on Saturdays. So we will see. I hope you have an amazing weekend. And I will see you here bright and early on Monday morning. Have a good one.
Thank you again for listening to the Live Past Crazy Show with Yonmitra Jojo. She is the only Live Past Crazy specialist, and she is glad you spent your time with her. If you would like to know more about why she knows crazy and about her journey, she invites you to check out her website, www.livepastcrazy.com, as well as follow her on social media. Yonmitra is her tag for IG, Twitter, and Facebook, JANMETRA. She also invites you to join her on the Fearless Morning Show, weekdays at 7:15 a.m. on Facebook Live. Again, you can find us on Facebook with the Fearless Morning Show page or by name. Remember, as a result of working with the only Live Past Crazy specialists, individuals are able to identify the crazy in their lives and develop a specific blueprint to begin to live past crazy. Do you know anybody who needs to live past crazy? Then send them over her way, because there is life after crazy. Be peaceful, period. And Yonmitra will see you guys on the next show.